Careblazer, welcome back to today's video. Today we are talking about your Alzheimer's risk and the genes that all of us carry that may or may not put you at higher risk for Alzheimer's disease. This is in light of all of the press over the past 6 months about actor Chris Hemsworth having the genes that put him at risk for Alzheimer's disease. And this really reminded me of a phone call I received, it must be about 5 years ago now, where one of my very good friends, her husband, did one of those genetic testings that you do it yourself at home and you send it in and then they give you back all this information. And it turned out he had 2 copies of this specific gene and he really freaked out. And so there might be other people out there who have done that genetic testing and might have some questions yourself. So let's get that straight and talk all about it. And just in case you're new here to the channel, my name is Natali Edmonds. I'm a board certified geropsychologist, and I do videos like this because I don't think it's fair to make families wait months and months and months for an appointment on basic information, especially when there's tons and tons of questions you likely have that can't be answered in a short appointment. So that's what this channel is all about. Okay, so there are different genes that put somebody at higher risk for Alzheimer's disease. One of those genes is something called the APOE4 gene. It's important to know that all of us have 2 copies of the APOE gene. You have 1 copy from your mom, you have 1 copy from your dad. Now there are different types of the APOE gene. There's the APOE4 gene, which is the type that is most associated with an increased risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. There's also the APOE3 gene, that's the gene most of us have, and the APOE2 gene, which is more rare and possibly associated with a reduced risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. If you have 1 copy of the APOE4 type gene, that will increase your risk of Alzheimer's disease by 2 to 3 times. You'll be 2 to 3 times greater chance of getting Alzheimer's disease if you have 1 copy of that APOE4 gene. If you have 2 copies, meaning you have 1 from your mom, 1 from your dad of that APOE4 variant, then you are about 10 times more likely to get Alzheimer's disease. However, there are certain populations and communities where the people have a high frequency of having the APOE4 gene, yet they have a low frequency of having Alzheimer's disease. So what that means is having the APOE4 gene does not guarantee that you will have Alzheimer's disease. It's not a guarantee at all. Also, if you don't have the APOE4 gene, so you have one of the other types, one of the other variants that does not place you at high risk, that also doesn't mean you're not going to get Alzheimer's disease. What's really important with this information is that, okay, so what's the difference? This type of gene, while it increases your risk, it doesn't guarantee that you will get it. What is the thing that you can do to help mitigate getting the disease, to help prevent or reduce your chances of getting Alzheimer's disease, especially if you have those copies of the gene? It's really, I know, it's so boring, but it's so true, and the research is very clear. It really is lifestyle. Your lifestyle choices are so incredibly important, and I'm meaning the basics. Avoiding smoking, avoiding tobacco, moving your body and exercising, stimulating your mind by doing things that are cognitively taxing, like put your brain to work a little bit, making sure you have some sort of meaning and connection. Have you ever had genetic testing for Alzheimer's disease? Either you did it yourself or you did it in a clinic. You can say yes or no below. If you're wondering what the risks are of getting genetic testing, I will link to a video I did in the past on whether or not you should get genetic testing. It's a very personal decision that should be discussed with a genetic counselor, but you can watch that video for some thoughts and questions you might want to ask. But to summarize, the APOE4 gene does increase your risk for Alzheimer's. It does not guarantee your risk, and not having it doesn't mean you won't get it. Lifestyle changes are very important. How you live your life is very important. Unfortunately, so many people, and I think this is just being human, so many people don't make those lifestyle changes until they start to have symptoms, which better late than never. Until their brain starts to have some of those symptoms, they don't make any changes. However, the biological changes of Alzheimer's disease are happening 15 to 20 years before the symptoms manifest. So before you notice any changes in your thinking, there have been changes happening in your brain 15 to 20 years earlier. So that means it's never too soon to start implementing some of those really healthy lifestyles. I would actually be very curious. This is not new information. I guarantee if you've been watching my channel for a while, we've done lots of videos on lifestyle and how important it is. I would want to know, despite knowing this information, do you have a hard time implementing it and following it? Like, do you have a hard time stopping smoking or eating healthy or getting yourself to exercise? Let me know. Say yes, you have a hard time with those things, or no, that you don't, because I'm wondering maybe we should do some videos on how do you follow through with a healthy behavior when we all have human brains and we want instant gratification. We want that cookie. We want to keep watching Netflix. We don't want to do the things that can keep us healthy. So, I mean, that's a whole nother topic that's really hard for a lot of people. We could just look around the population to see how many people are overweight or have trouble exercising and things like that. So let me know if that's a topic you want us to go into, just from a psychology background and forming better habits background. And for my Care Course members, you do have a section inside your private portal on building habits that stick. You want to go in the dementia defense program in terms of how to defend yourself against dementia. Careblazers, that's what I have for you today. That's what I have for you this week. I am sending you so much love, and here's to all of us reducing our own dementia risk. Sending you love. Bye.
Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free, and Nico says thank you very much.